Welcome to the Power of Owning Your Career podcast. I'm your host, Simone Morris, and I have a passion for empowering others to take responsibility for their careers. Yes, I've written several books on owning your career and am loving hosting this podcast. This podcast is for you if you're willing to make a shift to the driver's seat in your career. We feature leaders who inspire, empower, and motivate you for consistent career action for results. Please continue to join us every Sunday when a new episode is released. Let's get into this week's show. Hi there, it's Simone Morris. How are you today? It's so great to connect with you and chat with you about your career. I hope you are well positioned in the driver's seat. And if you're not, I will continue to encourage you to get in the driver's seat for your career. What does that driver's seat look like? Well, it means you're making decisions on your behalf in your career, as opposed to allowing others to tell you or navigate where you should go in your career. I remember many years ago, and I've talked about this in previous Real Talk episodes, that because I didn't know where I wanted to go in my career, and that really is something that I need to take ownership of, that I didn't spend the time really thinking through what I want to do with my career and what were the specific asks that I had for my manager. I was ill prepared for career conversations. So as a result, I was mailing it in, or I was a body there, just doing my job, but not really thinking through the bigger picture of my vision for my career. And so I want to encourage you to not have a hands-off approach when it comes to your career, to really be intentional about what you want in your career. And some of the things you can do is listen to these podcast episodes. They're so inspiring when we hear stories from leaders about what their journeys have been like. I am doing this so that you can pick up nuggets and you can pick up wisdom and resources and remain inspired to stay in the driver's seat for your career. I know it is hard, but I know you can do this, and I'm rooting for you. So continue to listen, consume, take notes, read books that are recommended, and stay focused on the bigger picture. If you don't know the bigger picture for your career, take the time to really think about the bigger picture for your career. What is it that you want to do? And let me tell you, listeners, that it took me a long time to get clear. And so do not be afraid to have different experiences that allow you to think about where you want to go in your career. And I remember in the early days when I left my full-time 9-to-5 job at corporate America, and I started out on my own, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And so I leaned into interest. I leaned into things that I was interested in. And one of those things that I was interested in was photography. So I started taking photos for a living. I had Simone Morris Photography. And then I had Simone Morris Coaching, which I still do coaching. It's definitely something that I love to do. I love to empower people to really get, unlock their brilliance, that they are playing small or not really clear. So helping them to gain clarity, helping them to achieve their career goals, and really supporting them to play big in their careers. That's what I do. That's my jam. That is my secret sauce. And I'm really good at that. So I say all that to say, you don't have to be 100% clear, but if you lean into experiences to figure out or to find your way, find ways to connect the dot, you will in fact connect the dots in your career. So I want that for you. I want you to think about what you want in your career. And then I want you to think about what you need in your career, what you need to get from point A to point B. Is it a relationship that you need? Is it a training class that you need? What is it that you need to move from point A to point B? And you can hide behind saying, I don't know what it is I need. But here's what I want to tell you. If you don't know what you need, there is someone who knows how to get what you need. And your role is to find out, or to find that someone who can help you get what you need, and to find your way to that someone, whether it's through networking to get to that someone, whether it's through hiring a coach to help you figure out what you need to do. You need to figure out what you need to do to move from point A to point B in your career. And then you need to get comfortable with asking, with presenting yourself. How do I show up? And how do I show up in a big way? And how do I ask for what I need? You have to start getting comfortable with asking for what you need, and start with small asks. Ask for something small and see how it feels. And you have to dance with discomfort. You may feel uncomfortable asking someone for help, as sometimes, truthfully, sometimes I do. But the truth of the matter is that we all need help. And it is dancing with discomfort. Even if you're uncomfortable to ask a person, what's the worst that they could say? No. And then guess what? You do survive. I do have an article on my website, SimoneMorrisEnterprises.org, that talks about how to deal with rejections. I still get rejected, and it's building up that muscle, your ability to deal with rejection or to deal with no's. I had a friend or a presenter say, no is next opportunity. And I never forgot that. I think I was at a WeBank, a Women Business Enterprise National Council conference. And one of the people presenting said that, and it really stuck with me. No means next opportunity. So I want you to be courageous as you begin to close out 22, to really think about your career, to really think about what it is you want, to think about what the asks are, to really start pouring into yourself, whether it's listening to this podcast. There's over 100 episodes, so you will not get bored. There's a lot of education, free education for you to take advantage of. Of course, if you want to hire me as a coach or engage with me as a coach, I'm here ready to support you on the journey. You can go to careerbreakthroughcall.com and fill out the intake form and share some information with me, and we can have a conversation on how I can help you. But, there's lots of resources out there to help you as well. And one of the things that I learned in my career is that I really need to bet on myself, and I want you to bet on yourself in your career. So bet big on yourself in your career. And that means, pouring into yourself so that you can show up and you can sit up straight and show up differently in your career. You can ask for what you want, and you can be in the driver's seat. So if you've forgotten how to be in the driver's seat, believe me, it happens from time to time to me as well. And I need to remind myself and to get back on course. So, be sure to get your mind right, stay educated, ask for what you want, and be intentional about your career goals. And now, speaking of goals, I do want to let you know that November 12th, we are having yours truly, Simone Morris, is running a My Life, My Way retreat, where we focus on setting the vision for 2022 and to also create goals to manifest that vision that you've created for yourself. In addition, we will be creating plans, 90-day plans on how to get you off to the races with your goals that you set for yourself. What do you need to do in the next 90 days to realize your goals? And how do you stay the course? How do I remain accountable? How do I make sure that I do what I say I'm going to do? So I'll be covering strategies on how you can do that. I would love to see you there. Whatever part of the world that you're in, there are 2 sessions, 2 options that are available. It's for virtual 2.5 hours, and it's going to be a very good time. If you are interested in that, you can go to the mylifemywayretreat.com website and register for that program. I would love to see you there. But in the meantime, stay focused on your career. We're closing out the 4th quarter. And I'm inspired to end greatly, as Brene Brown says, daring greatly. I want you to dare greatly as you close out 2021 and you rev up for 2022. let's end strong. Let's focus on our careers. Let's clean up where we need to clean up. And even if that means cleaning up our mindset and having the right attitude, having a well-intended attitude, an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of intentional action, that's important. So go out there and own your career, be in the driver's seat. And if you need some motivation to do so, go through our backlog of podcast episodes and listen. We've got top 10. Follow us on social media. And if you need support and engagement from others, join our LinkedIn group. There is a Power of Owning Your Career LinkedIn group where you can connect and listen to the episode, share your thoughts in the LinkedIn group. I'm showing up there. I've invited the guests to show up to the after party, if you will. So it's, let's band together and continue to be in the driver's seat for our career and own our career. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a superb fourth quarter. And I look forward to seeing you in one way or the other. It may be in the form of as a one-on-one coach, or it may be in the retreat, whatever. I hope that you continue to stay connected and continue to listen to the podcast. Thanks so much and have a great week. Be in the driver's seat. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this week's Empowering Career Story on the podcast. If you did, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Wherever you listen to the podcast, be sure that you are subscribing and that you rate and review the podcast. It's so important as we continue to spread the word of career empowerment. In addition, you can head over to the LinkedIn platform and join the Power of Owning Your Career discussion group. There you can have access to the guests who have been on the podcast, as well as others listening to the podcast, as well as myself, where we can continue the conversation. I hope to see you on that platform. You can also email me at pooyc@simonemorris.com if you have a suggestion for guest or a message that you want me to hear personally. Thanks so much, and make it an inspiring, empowering week in your career.